Bloomin' Buckets was so great, we had to divide this into 2 segments. So we are back and talking about all things florals. They are a floral dynamic duo here in St. Louis, Missouri. They own Bloomin' Buckets, which is just the cutest floral shop here, and they specialize in wedding and event design. So if you want to know more about them, go back to our last segment, but we're just going to pick right where we left off.
Let's do it.
So Alyssa got married here.
I did.
So last time we kind of chatted about florals in general and kind of budgets for 2023 in the Midwest. And now we're going to talk specifics about Westwind Hills in florals. So kind of tell me about your wedding in general. And Sid, obviously you were here, maid of honor, and you guys designed the whole wedding too. So that was a whole undertaking with having your own floral business. Did you feel pressure to make it extra cool because you have...
I didn't feel pressure, but I felt like there was so many things that I wanted to do because we see it all that like my mind was just like, what can we do? What can we do? Like, how do we narrow in on what we really want to do? How do we not change things a million times, you know, flower wise, especially?
You find yourself being, you know, in the bride's shoes.
Totally.
You have to take your own advice.
Yes.
Yeah. But from the outside looking in, Alyssa knew what she wanted and like really didn't change from the beginning.
So explain like what your vision was.
So I wanted to do, I was like, I think I was in front of the disco ball trend. Okay. When I had the idea. And then next thing I knew, disco balls were everywhere.
Then everyone thought
But I
of it.
wanted like reception to be like black, white, rattan, the disco balls, like very chic. I wanted it to look like almost like home decor instead of like weddings. So like brought in the rattan, brought in textures, all white flowers. If you know me, like I'm a neutral girly.
She's a neutral girly.
So my wedding was neutrals all the way versus Sydney's getting married and hers is color.
Yes, we're very different.
But that was kind of my inspiration, you know, and then I saw the venue. So I, you know, always as a little girl, you have like a wedding vision. Then I started Bloomin' Buckets, knew what I wanted before I was even engaged. And then I saw Westwind Hills. So I'm like, okay, this is perfect. Like neutral, you know, I can do exactly what I want here.
Yeah.
And yeah, from the beginning, I really did know what I want. There was so many things that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like we did most of them.
I mean, we even created a ceremony space for them. No big deal.
Which is insane.
What
Shout out to you
French
and Robbie.
lawn.
The French lawn.
You guys literally put in stepping stones for her wedding.
Well, we literally dug that side of the building out for them.
That is insane.
They made it bigger.
You guys
No,
are
it was
so
supposed
sweet.
to go, which, you know, obviously it was for you, but it made sense in general to open that up over there. But it was supposed to be only like 10 or 15 feet of flat area. And when we built the place, it's a big hill, right? So we had to dig out the area for the development. So we just, you know, got everything dug and we were like, we're going to need you to extend that area.
Well, wasn't Robbie out there like with a hose watering the grass?
Well, they got married in September 2022.
Yeah.
And we got sod in July.
Yep.
So we were like still getting it established, you know, had about 300 people that were coming to trample on the new sod. So we were very nervous about that.
And an aisle.
Yeah,
You guys are
and a
rock
stage.
stars.
But when I was out here, like I came out when it was literally dirt. There was not even concrete the first time I saw this space, the land, I should say. And I remember like looking at you being like, do you think we can have the ceremony over here?
Yeah.
And you were like, maybe, like probably hoping I'd forget about it. And then I came back out and I was like, so can we still have the ceremony over here? And you're like, we're going to look into it. And then you did it, which I'm so grateful for.
You know, you never overpromise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always
Correct.
underpromise, overdeliver.
Totally,
If I
you
don't
did.
think it's a for sure, I'm not telling you yes until I know
Totally.
it's a for
Yes.
sure. So let's talk about kind of like the setup here. So we did an outdoor ceremony for you. And I think one of the most nerve-wracking things for us, which I don't know if this was for you, is they had a lot of people. They had 300 plus people at their wedding. And it was an outdoor ceremony. So the inside was all set.
Yes.
And we were like, what the hell are we going to do if it rains?
If it rains.
Oh my God.
And the week of the wedding, it would change every day.
Yeah.
So we would go on Monday and it would say rain.
Yeah.
Tuesday, no rain. Wednesday, rain. So we had
Were
a
you gonna
backup. We had a back
people.
No,
Oh,
well,
okay.
we were maybe.
Well,
there was
maybe.
two options. Truly, there was two options. It's
Yeah.
either like we make the game day decision, have the ceremony inside. We can't fit all the people inside, so we would have to tell some people, "Hey, come to the reception." Because of the rain. And then we also had a tent backup, so to put the tent over the veranda,
Or over the patio.
over the patio.
Yeah.
So we would do cocktail hour at least under a tent, on the veranda.
Yeah, because we were talking how many people did you end up having?
325.
325. So, I mean, that's in retrospect, we definitely could have fit 325 in the ceremony space for sure. But again, this was one of our first weddings. So like we weren't really sure. We were planning for 300 in there. Now we know we could do that. But, when we had never had that amount of people in here.
And we had like my stage and
she had a massive
I had
stage.
so many rentals.
A 24 by 24 dance floor, like lounge area in front of the stage or in front of the dance floor.
We had already paid for all of these rentals.
Yeah.
So we were like, if it rains, we still want to use as many of them as we can.
Yeah. Well, and the outdoor space was such a huge priority to you.
Totally.
They brought in a really cool circular bar, and
The
Decorum
lights.
did a really great job on their rentals. And yeah, they had all kinds of fun stuff. I have all footage from Schweitzer film that I'll put up in this. But so it wasn't a great plan B.
No.
Thank God it didn't rain.
We were like, fingers crossed.
Yeah, I was like, we're just going to leave it to God and we're going to pray.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. It was a little hot.
Well,
It was a little
so
hot. I had sweat dripping down my legs. I mean, you were the one in a wedding dress.
I had sweat dripping down my legs.
Yeah. The grandparents, the poor grandparents.
I know.
The best is
It was so hot.
It's like the heat was the last thing on our mind.
Totally.
We were so worried about the rain. And then I just remember Alyssa that day looking at me and maybe Cameron, who's the wedding planner. And she goes, so the runway is like white. Is that going to like reflect up in my eyes and be hot? We were like, yeah.
And you were like, just wait till you get outside without the runway. Like it's hot alone. And I had not gone outside until I walked out those doors to walk down the aisle. And I'm pretty sure I looked at my dad when we were walking down the aisle and I was like, it's pretty hot. It's really hot.
Did you think about that the whole time you were getting married?
No.
Truly?
I mean, there were some moments where I was like,
She was dying.
I was like, I hope none of our wedding party like passes out.
It's so bad because
Photoshopped the sweat.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to half the ceremony because I was just so hot.
What do you think? It was like 95 or 90?
It was,
It was hot.
Yeah.
And
and it was direct sun where we did it.
Direct sun.
We had no
white stage, white aisle, like the light.
Again, looking back, I think with your like level of what your wedding was, something we could have thought about and done better was putting some sort of like canopy structure over the seating.
No, the parasols that everyone's having right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like the cool little
something.
That would have been cool and easily accomplished. We just didn't think about it.
We didn't think it was going to be that hot.
No, you think September.
The weekend before was like a nice 75.
Yeah.
And then
but now
September
we know.
is summer. I tell all my clients,
Yeah.
September is summer.
Now we know that.
Plan for that.
Yeah.
it was the weekend before that Saturday was like 78 degrees because I was working a wedding and it was so nice out. And I was like, oh, I just hope my wedding day is like this.
Yeah.
Nope.
But it was still beautiful. So everybody came. They walked around like you're entering our indoor space, but you pass the indoor space. And then we have a ceremony lawn that's on the side. And that's where your wedding was.
Yes.
And Decorum built a really cool white, like raised aisle.
Yeah.
And then Bloomin' Buckets did obviously an amazing job on the, what do you call it?
Like
the
the aisle trays.
Aisle floor.
The trays. That shot, the drone.
is so
It's
good.
so
I
pretty.
love that. We have it as a reel on our Instagram page. And I always look up, I'm like, this is beautiful. And the blue sky.
It was so good.
I mean, even though it was hot,
Yes.
it was so picturesque and
The
beautiful.
pictures were perfect.
Yeah. And there were no gunshots from the neighbors that day.
No Confederate
There was
flags
one.
over there.
I think there was a gunshot. There was one.
He just came out and gave us one.
Yep. I think there was one. And I remember laughing about it because you had given me a warning.
I was like, just so you know, we're in the country.
Yep. You might hear some gunshots around here.
No
Yeah.
one's shooting at you.
She's like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's
like,
good.
you're pretty laid back. I mean, I feel like you're very type A,
I am.
but you're also
totally.
laid back too.
Oh, for sure.
So it's kind of an interesting combination.
My
but
wedding day, truly, I felt like I was in a movie. I was just like happy. Like if like anything that could go wrong, I was like, it's not a big deal. Like the whole point of the day is that I'm marrying my best friend. Like, you know, if it rained, like, okay, let's just have everyone sit at the reception tables. I'll walk through the, you know, Westwind Hills and it'll be fine. Like nothing bad could have happened. And that's like my biggest thing that I tell brides now is that, you know, you get one wedding day, hopefully. You hopefully get one wedding day. Like you want to be happy. You want your mood is going to affect everyone around you. If you're happy, your bridesmaids are happy. Your mom's happy. Like,
and speaking of that, and I know people are going to ask how we did all this stuff in a 12-hour rental period. I'm just going to put this out there that Alyssa and Lance rented the venue Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we set up everything on Friday. Everything was preset. I even photographed the entire room Friday. We turned the AC down all night for the florals, and then wedding Saturday, tear down Sunday. Like this sort of level of wedding is probably not possible with a single day rental.
No, it would not.
And
have
that's
been
why,
possible.
and we did it too, truly for my Bloomin' Buckets team. Like I did not want them here working. I mean, they still did on Saturday, but I wanted it to be as much done on Friday. I didn't want Sydney to be stressed. I didn't want my employees to be stressed.
Yeah. So that was a whole nother factor in that decision.
And pick up, like I wanted to be able to come pick everything up on Sunday. Like I know the behind the scenes so much that doing it this way just helped all of my vendors so much. And that was like very important.
And the
to
venue
me.
was like a significant cost.
Yeah.
Correct.
So are you glad with your decision to do that?
Yes, 100%. My wedding wouldn't have looked the way it looked if we didn't have a 3-day rental.
100%.
Literally.
You can't do it. And
There's
this
no
is what
way.
people see on Instagram. And they don't understand that these weddings are multi-day setup weddings.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
And that
needs to
people
put that out
are
there.
blood, sweat, and tears. Like
Literally
nothing,
sweat.
nothing goes right too. Like not nothing.
Yeah.
A lot of the times everything goes right, but like a lot of times things go wrong.
Yeah.
You need time to problem solve.
Yeah.
Like obviously we can think of something quick.
And you had
in
a
the
great
moment.
planner,
my
Cameron
God.
Thick, right?
Yes.
Thick is her last name?
Yes. She's from Chicago.
Yes, she was great and so sweet to
Amazing.
work with and made the trip here multiple times as the site was being built. So she really kept things. I have to give her a little shout out. She
Yeah,
kept things
she's a
very
sweet
smooth
angel.
and like was very relaxed about the rain plan.
She is so chill. And
Yeah.
so that's like my biggest thing is I chose my vendors based on myself and who I wanted to work with. Like I know I'm type A. Like I know this about myself. So I wanted all my vendors to be chill, relaxed. They can handle everything, but like, and I truly think that made such an impact because all day Cameron, anytime I'd see Cameron, calm, cool, and collected, which made me calm, cool, and collected. You know what I mean? Even having you around all day, like
I was probably the one that stressed you out the most because I was freaking
always the maid of
crying.
honor.
I was crying the
all day
whole
long.
day.
All day long.
You were so cute.
She's my older sister getting married, and it was perfect.
Yeah.
Everything was perfect. It was very
I
emotional.
think I
for
even
me.
cried a couple times because that was the first time I saw the venue like decked out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
It was
it's my dream.
It was
baby.
magical.
Yeah, it was so
well,
cool.
and you've been dreaming this up for 5 years.
Yeah, for sure. It was
Like,
a lot of time. So we talked about the great things. What about the shitty things? Was there anything? Actually, I think I already know this because I asked you this before, but on camera, what's your number one regret of something that you wish you did different on your wedding?
You already know what I'm going to say.
I know, but tell the people.
What? I didn't
Tell
even know.
the people.
Not doing, one or the other. Not doing a first look
Okay.
or not having a 90-minute cocktail hour.
Ding,
so
ding, ding.
I did not want a first look, even in the wedding industry. Like I know first looks.
You regret that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Like it
Okay.
was way too rushed. The pictures, like I wish I just had more time for pictures and then also time to go to my cocktail hour. Like I felt like
You missed it.
right before the reception, it was just like a blur. And truly like walking down the aisle was so special for Lance to see me for the first time. But I also think it would have been just as special for him to see me before.
I know.
Like
It's the same thing.
in a
Truly
climate-controlled
for the first time.
environment.
in a climate
Right.
controlled environment where we can take pictures before.
And knock it out, and then you can actually enjoy
Totally.
your party. I cannot stress it to people enough. And I try my best. And I didn't do a first look on my wedding either.
Yeah.
So I get it.
know.
I totally get it. But when you are at an all-in-one venue, you just really need to consider that because it's
Totally.
not just about the pictures. It's about enjoying your party
Right.
and getting to
100%.
experience all the things that you've just poured all this money into.
I mean, people said they loved my cocktail hour. We had bags games. We had, all this fun stuff out there.
It was amazing.
A charcuterie
Beautiful.
board,
your
like table.
escort display.
Yes,
Did you
and
even get to see it?
I didn't
I
even
saw
see
it later in the night, but
After it was all torn apart.
Yes.
Like we could have done a reveal of all those spaces with
I
you guys
know.
together.
Shoot,
know.
let's do it again.
I know. I'm down.
Also, if you would have been at your cocktail hour, you could have talked to everyone then, but you had to like kind of talk to everyone
Yeah.
at your
Yeah.
actual reception.
That 1
So-
hour would have helped a ton.
Yeah.
So I highly suggest doing a first look or a longer cocktail
Yeah,
hour.
like 90 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, 90 minutes is plenty of time.
Yep.
Because, when you don't do a first look, you also have to do all your family pictures.
Mhm.
You have to do your portraits,
Yeah.
and
Wedding
then
party.
You didn't
You're
do a
working
lot,
against the
did you?
light.
We didn't do as many as
Not
I
a
wish
family.
we would have
Yeah.
because we didn't have much time.
Right.
You know
we
what
could
I
do
mean?
an anniversary
Right.
session.
And
Yeah.
then you were in charge of rallying everyone to get in the picture. So
Mhm.
that's hard for you
Yeah.
too, because you don't know who, your uncle.
Well, yeah.
Well, no,
our,
you lose people.
our family
Right.
wanted to go to the
Mhm.
cocktail hour. And we were like, no.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yes.
Right.
Everybody's over there sweating their ass off.
Yeah.
Right.
And they wanted to go get a drink.
Even our own parents, like,
Yeah.
they wanted
didn't
to
want-
leave
No,
the pictures to
I'm
go
pretty
to cocktail
sure
hour.
that we didn't even do all of them. And you were like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like, let's just be
I'm
done.
like,
Whatever.
And I
I'm
was
like,
like, I'm down.
Who cares? They want to go. Let them go.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Right. It's their night.
But,
Yeah.
also you have plenty of beautiful pictures. Like,
Oh,
I know we could
a
have had
ton.
more. I think maybe like 1,000 if we want to be
ton.
accurate with,
Yeah.
with the number. So what about, what was your favorite thing that you did that was, what was your favorite part of your wedding?
I mean, can I say the flowers?
Yeah. Duh.
Clearly the flowers. And, as a florist, we did a lot of flowers.
Be
Yeah.
specific though, like the aisle trays.
The aisle trays
Yeah.
that we then put around the dance floor.
Yeah.
I would say like my stage and the dance floor was just so cool. My cake, I loved my cake.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't choose
Lindsay
one.
at Cake
Yeah,
House.
she
Yes,
killed it.
She made this super cute groom's
Oh,
cake.
the groom's cake, the
it
boat.
was a boat
Mhm.
with Alyssa and Lance in
It
it.
was so cute.
My
It was so
husband
cute.
loves the Lake of the Ozarks and boats, so that was his groom cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll put a picture of it.
And
Yeah.
the get ready
oh, yeah.
morning, like that was so much fun.
Yeah.
Getting
Just
ready with your
music.
girls, and it's happy, and you're drinking mimosas, and
Yeah.
getting pampered.
I
like-
literally didn't sleep the night before her wedding. I don't know why.
and I
got-
slept great.
Yeah, she slept like a baby. I didn't sleep. I was more nervous than Alyssa
Uh-huh.
was.
Yeah.
So having
It's
that
weird
get ready
feeling.
area up there to calm everything down, and you're like in the moment up
Yeah.
there, you know?
Yeah.
And then you walk out and it's like, everything.
When I loved, like, you were able to, since the bridal suite looked over where your ceremony
Uh-huh.
was, I just got to peek at Alyssa, just looking at all the Bloomin' Buckets girls
I
setting
would.
everything
Yeah.
up. And she was just so excited.
And just like seeing, I just remember like the first bus, because we had shuttles to take our
And
guests
you're
here, got
so
here and they
cute.
were all walking in, and I'm like looking over the edge, like
we were watching
I'm like,
them.
oh my gosh, people are here.
It was
like
cute.
it's getting ready to happen. So it is so fun getting ready here because you see all the action.
Yeah. From
Just-
above.
Yes.
Yeah.
No one
So-
sees you.
Okay, and this is a big one. This is a loaded question, so it better be a good answer.
Oh gosh. Let's hear it.
So at Westwind Hills, we have a large venue rental fee. And I think our number one question that I get asked is, what do I get included with the rental fee? Like, can you explain just in brevity, can you
Okay.
explain and tell me what you think your experience was in a nutshell with Westwind Hills beyond just the building?
I mean, I would say kind of what we just talked about, the bridal suite, the groom's suite, being able to have a place for your girls and then the guys just in the wedding party. Your staff here is
Insane.
so amazing. Like bartenders, the serving staff, like everyone
Cleaning.
here is so nice. And
Yeah, I mean, we have a cleaner.
The
Venues
cleaner-
don't have
He is so
Mitch,
sweet.
He's
Yes.
the best.
He is the best.
I mean, that is a big deal though, because
is.
usually it's like the bartenders
Yep.
leaving the bar and then you're losing a bartender to go
Totally.
clean up
Right.
on the dance floor. So
Right.
like it's the staff and
it is.
Yeah.
It's you and Rob. Like you two are so amazing to work with.
Well,
Anyone I
thanks.
talk to
The best.
who's getting married here, like you are one of their favorite things about the space.
Yeah,
Aw,
shout out to you guys.
Yes,
you guys are the
seriously.
best.
so sweet. Thanks.
And
Well, I
just-
appreciate it.
The beautiful building, and how flexible you guys are. Like you
we
can
just
do a lot here.
Like
you can do a lot.
We want to be like the most beautiful building, of course,
Yeah.
but it just goes so beyond that. And I know that translates over to your business
Always.
too.
Totally.
And pretty much anybody in the wedding industry. Like you can be a cookie cutter vendor
Yeah.
and you can just show up, do your job and be done with it.
Yeah.
Or you can be someone that's going to like leave an impact.
Totally.
And that you're going to get referrals.
Right.
Go above and
And
beyond.
Go
Yes.
above and beyond.
Yeah.
And that is, I think, what separates the good from the great.
Well, and
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
too, it's you being a wedding photographer for so long, Robbie being in events, like you guys aren't just a venue.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I mean? Your
bring
experience
way
goes
more.
beyond that.
Do you want to come do my tours?
No, I could give a tour right now of this whole space.
I love it.
Right when we
I'm
met,
sure you could.
right when we met you, like you guys are so strong in relationships. Like even seeing the way you and Robbie interact, I'm like, I love these two. Like
so
you
sweet.
people don't meet you and not love you.
Well,
you know,
thank you.
Well,
Well,
then
don't
I-
make me blush.
The night that Lance proposed, Lauren was sitting right behind Lance. Lance got down on a knee, and I looked up and I was like, "You got a photographer?" And Lauren's like, "Hi, I'm Lauren," and I'm like, "Lauren Muckler."
we like
I
thought
know.
you were so
So
cool.
Like
embarrassing.
I knew who you were just from Bloomin' Buckets, but
Yeah.
like just from that point on,
Aw.
like it's been so fun.
Well, I'm so happy to have you guys as friends now and like so much more than just a client to us. We love working with you. We hope to have such a great future together here at Westwind Hills, and who knows, maybe, other future endeavors.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for being on the podcast. Thank you for getting married with us.
Of course.
And we love you guys.
Perfect.
Make sure you check out Bloomin' Buckets. And also, one last thing, huge shout out to Sid, who just got engaged.
Yes.
And she's getting married in the spring.
Yep, you're
And
doing the.
I get to do the ceremony.
Yes.
She's doing destination because we can't have two sisters get married at the venue,
I know.
unfortunately.
I know.
But yeah, congrats, Sid.
Thank you.
All right, we love you.
We
We
love
will see
you.
you next time, and thank you for joining us. We hope you learned something.
I love it.